Good morning from New York. It's Terry B. Welcome. I got an interesting concept to share live on the stream today. We'll see if it works. It could be interesting for later. I got some test footage to show you guys in a bit. For now, we're just going to look at how New York used to look and the rest of the world. Got a spicy mix today. We got some Matt Reyes and some John Cardio. Some of this footage was used for the Streets of Chrome videos with the Familia they used to have, promoting their reflective bags. These were like throwaway clips.
Alright, man. Chilling, bro.
All that footage was shot on a boosted board. Couple of POV videos, hanging out in San Francisco. First time testing the GoPro with the gimbal. Didn't work so well on a BMX, as you can see. These were back in my vloggy video dump days.
Little bit of Betty Boop.
We decided to ride 3 skate parks on this evening. It's pretty fun. Although I can't shred like these guys. I just hold the camera and point it. The sound of his tires sounds so good. This is Jake. He's a motherfucking shredder. He's so good. He kills it on mountain bikes. All bikes. You know you gotta hit up that burrito spot. Got a few more. They're short videos, so I got a few in here. Let's see. Come on. There you go. It's a weird one. When Trump was first elected, first year, on President's Day. I used to fly the drone in New York, as you can see.
Beautiful weather. Yeah. Like this is almost like spring.
Yo, this dude came up and made us margaritas. So tight. I support that hustle.
Right. The first margarita. I just get in. You're the first customer. I hope you give me a good
Perfect.
balance.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. See you later. Thank you.
Yeah. I hope you do well today, man.
I go over there.
Couple more. This one's back in Tahoe. It's Northern California, Nevada. Who in here snowboards? Damn, this track is extra bassy.
The Black Beatles.
These jumps are so much fun. Back on the mountain bike. stable as the new stuff, right? Catching a nice little sunset, bombing a hill. Chill. Alright, one last one here.
Every time I try to write this thing, like my fucking page. If your hook don't match your talk, then we up to fucking range. Every time I try to write this thing, like my fucking page. If your hook don't match your talk, then we every time I try to write this thing, like my fucking
Flatbush Zombies. It was really challenging shooting this. It was so cold. Blizzard weather. That's that. Good morning. Let's say a quick good morning to everybody. Everybody on the stream. Hello to the channel members. We got Ramen Riders up in here, Urban City Cowboy, Drift King, Adam, Philip, DVA, Nolan, Magnus, Jason, Aletsky, LXC, sorry, Huguchi, like a judo move, dude. Welcome. Good morning. So I got an interesting concept to try with you guys today. So, in the video where I rode to the hospital the other day, I was using the Rilo in front of the camera. So I thought, I'd upload the 360 footage, but I want to try to actually move the footage on stream for you. You understand what I'm saying? So let's see how that goes. Let's see. Turn this on. I'm gonna turn this on. I'm gonna turn this on. Hey, right there. All right. So I just uploaded this to YouTube. This is the 360 version. It might be a little dark. It's not color corrected. This is just a test. But I think it would be cool to kind of show you guys how I can stream 360 footage to you guys and move it around. It's kind of a trip. So I'm actually gonna skip ahead to like right here. All right, so the resolution is not gonna be perfect because it's still exporting or rendering. As you can see, there's a line in the screen. But as you can see, I'm panning the footage right now. So I'm panning over to see my face, right? There's a Starbucks over there. There's like a bike messenger coming up. Let's see, you can see my shadow and the camera there on the ground. I'm panning over. Here's the bike messenger guy. Isn't this a trip? Look, there he is. So like, I might upload this to, or unlock it so people can see it on YouTube. It's basically just an experiment. I have some other 360 videos on here, but I think to see New York empty in 360 could be kind of cool as a viewer to look around. I know it's a little hard on the phone.
First Ave.
I don't want to talk over myself right here, but this is wild, right? You can see First Ave is pretty empty. So this is the same footage that I uploaded the other day, and all you saw was this the whole time, remember? Except for it was a little more distorted and crazy. Now it's a little flattened out because it's in
Every big bump, I'm
oh shit, I didn't mean to do that.
terrified.
YouTube flattens out the 360
The
footage.
weakest link in this whole thing is a plastic There's a plastic clip holding it together, so
But I could, you know, point this thing in all directions.
definitely don't want it to snap off.
It is a trip, right? So I don't know, I just want to show you this and experiment and see if this was actually possible. So I was doing a little testing, that's why I had the video, the morning routine set for 11, because I was over here playing with everything. But yeah,
It is April
like
8th,
I said, I know that the
3:42
footage when it's,
p.m.
let me let myself finish
We're on
talking.
First Avenue going north in Manhattan, New York City.
So obviously the footage like this is
And
like
we
whatever,
are in day 18 of
because
the
you guys
stay
want
at
to
home.
see, you know, what's in front and what's on the sides, and now you can. I just think it's kind of a trip that I could actually do this while streaming to you guys. It's kind of cool. It would be cool to figure out a way to make this more interactive with the chat and see how it would work. I don't know.
I'm gonna keep it quiet on this ride.
Commentary on
Just so you
top
can
of the
hear
swiveling. Oh, that's right.
How quiet the city is, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up now.
All right, now that I shut the fuck
Unless
up, that's a good idea. So
something
like,
I need
as
to
I'm
say.
swiveling around, I can show you like, this is, you know, First Avenue, and this is this bike lane right here. On the left, I'm riding in the middle of the road. I've ridden this a lot. Lots of like the Three Blind Mice Alley Cat was on this road. Most of this road. What else? Monster Track. There's huge parts of it on this road. So you guys have seen this. This brick building here to the right that I'm showing you here. This is called Stuyvesant Town. And it is a huge block of brick buildings. They're very, it's like its own little community. It's crazy in there. What else do we got? So we are up on, I can't even read the street signs. The resolution is so low right now. It hasn't fully like rendered the footage yet, so unfortunately. Maybe I can change the settings here. Here we go. Let's see if this works. It might end the stream. It was at 720p. That's probably why it was working. There we go. Hey, so much better.
I see you.
It's not going to play very fast like this. I guess I should preload it or something. It might even stop the stream, so. I'm gonna just chill with that here. Or maybe I can find the spot. I cut out a spot because the microphone on this video, on my little lav mic setup, when the battery starts to go and die, the microphone, I've realized the microphone starts to really lose power towards the end. And it boosts a bunch of gain, and it gets really nasty sounding. So maybe I'll just lower the volume here. But I wanted to show you this guy who was protesting China during the coronavirus. He was all alone, and I went and kind of said hello to him. I kept my space, but let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm riding over here. The UN building's to my left, right here. That's the UN building. See it? Of course you can see it, because I'm panning over there.
Listen to this.
So then this guy had these Chinese flags. Oh man, the stream is hurting. Let me change this to 1440. It might be a little better. It's funny, it's like my upload to the live stream is working fine. Okay, listen to this.
Its personality, the Chinese Communist Party. One of the Communist Party of China. Eliminate the Communist Party.
he was all alone in the middle of this, like, no one's on the streets. It's kind of weird. I had to stop. I like waved at him, and he like bowed his head. Alright, Destroyer, you're on timeout, buddy. So anyways, you can hear the audio is terrible. So, I'm gonna go ahead and cut back to me. I don't know, that's a cool little experiment I thought I would share. It'd be cool to figure out how to use it more appropriately. I have some, I used a little bit of 360 footage yesterday. Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't know if I can pull up stories or not, but I had basically a, I guess I could show you. Where are the straps at? Alright, here we go. So, this is the Rilo. Are you guys familiar with valet straps? They're kind of like for bike packing, and they're very like stretchy, elastic. Anyways, very useful on the bike. I highly recommend. They're super cheap, and you know, if you have a jacket or like a, I don't know, a camera bag that a zipper breaks, anything, like they don't weigh anything, and you can just put them in anything. These ones are branded for Box Dog. When I was in SF, my friends own and work at Box Dog bikes. So I had I used these straps, and I had the camera on my head, and I'll upload this footage. Maybe we'll just look at it in a stream or something. Oh my god. There we go. I had it on my helmet way out here like this, right? And then I used the valet straps to strap it to the helmet, so it was stuck on there. The only problem is, like, once this thing is sticking out so far out, it's like pulls your head down, so you have to put a counterweight on there. And I was talking about counterweights yesterday, actually. So you can put a counterweight on the other side of the helmet to help balance it, and then it's pretty cool. You just look like a nerd or whatever. You look like a weirdo, but you know, I don't care about that. But oh, I can show you this. Yeah, check it out. All right, so this is my Instagram story yesterday. So you can see I'm in the mirror, and then you can kind of see the stitch marks, and then I rotate it in post, and then there you go. There's the camera on my head. This is from yesterday's story. This kid was wearing a gas mask and a full suit. I thought it was pretty interesting. Here, let's watch it again. What is that? And then we rode the pit, and he burped his tire. John saw that little. When he lands, watch his tire hit the ground. The back tire goes. That's sealant. And then he jumped this jump on his cross bike, which is a pretty decent jump. Pretty tight. Anyways, and this berm was built last night, so it's cool. But I was talking about the helmet. The helmet mount and the 360 camera. So I have footage of like hitting the jumps with the camera on my head and hitting trails, and it's kind of weird, like wobbly, and kind of an interesting thing. Yeah, that's like a couple weird things that I did yesterday. What else did I do? What else was I going to show you? Oh, I wanted to tell everybody, all of you who donated for the auction for the t-shirt, thank you very much. I'm just waiting on YouTube. It takes like a day or two sometimes for the money it doesn't come in till the middle of the month usually, but I'll know exactly how much money was donated because there's conversion. Some of it was Canadian money and a couple other currencies, and YouTube will take their cut and then it'll tell me how much they're going to send me. So I'm going to send that money to Corona Couriers as soon as I get the exact amount. So thank you guys for that. And the shirt was already sent out. And I was already talking. We were already talking and got it all set up. So it's already out. It was Nolan who won, and Nolan Morris. Thank you again. We chatted on Instagram, and I got all of his information. So he got the white. Here, I'll just pull it up so we can see it. It's so interesting. I have two computers, laptops right here. That's how I'm doing this. So sometimes I start. It's like a DJ. I start hitting the wrong, computer. Where is it at? But this is day 21 of these like streaming from my apartment every day, which is it's been for me, like, aside from just talking to you guys and being live every day, the practice of doing this every day is really, I'm getting really confident in just the setup and the trying new things like the 360 footage, and like yesterday trying the Google Chat in stream, and then also running the charity super chat charity for the shirt. Like, I think as time goes on, these things are going to become not so hard for me to do, and then I would like to offer more things like that in the future. That's also something that Nolan brought up. He was saying you should probably do more charity stuff, and I agree. It's kind of cool to help out. Let me go to the store. I get distracted so easily. So Nolan got this shirt here. He got the Hotline Ride the Wave, and if you guys are familiar, this is a it's basically a rip off of the White Claw logo. But we thought it was appropriate. And if you really look at the details in that third wave in the back, that third wave, it says "ah." I don't know if that's a stoner thought or what, but we thought like it, it's like refreshing. But anyways, ride the wave as in like ride the green wave, as riding through traffic, like stay with the flow of traffic, ride the wave. That's kind of what that means, or what I interpret it to mean when I'm talking about it. So a little backstory on that. Thank you guys again for joining that charity auction. Was it auction? Drawing? Raffle. It was a raffle. So Nolan, that'll be sent out to you whenever Teespring sends it out. That's a good thing. I don't have to ship it because I don't, like I talked about the Hotline stickers. Those stickers are at my studio, and I don't necessarily have access to that building right now. I'll get on to some questions now. So go ahead and throw some questions in there. I'm gonna start where I'm at and scroll up and to find a few, and then after that I'm gonna wrap up. It's a nice day today, and I want to get out. And I just finished fixing the lip on one of the jumps at the Prospect Park place where I'm riding. So I really want to fix it. So I want to get out and ride a little earlier today. I've been going out around 2 or 3. Today I want to be there about 1 or 12:30 or 1, because I'm really hyped on riding this new. It's not a new jump. It's been fixed. I used to hit it and it would terrify me because I'd get bucked forward all crazy, but I flattened it out a little bit and got rid of this little bump that was in it. And they also repaired the berm, so now you can hit the berm at like full speed, and I'm really excited. I like riding bikes. Did you know that? So I'm going to go up. Philip asked a question. He asked about these. These are called volet straps, and I'm going to put them in the chat for you so you know. volley straps. So I'm gonna put their website in here, and you can get these branded. Like, these things aren't particularly known, I feel like, in my group of like people who watch my videos, but I'm trying. I thought about doing like Hotline branded valet straps, but here I'm gonna drop this website link in there. You can brand them however you want, and I thought Hotline straps would be cool because, like I said, I use it for camera stuff a lot. So like, I consider myself, you know, obviously this is a cycling channel, but I nerd out on tech and gear stuff all the time. So I thought it would be cool to you know, do something like that. I'm also, here's another fact, I can't really show you because I don't have the other camera set up, but I'm using, I showed you my setup before. I have a monitor right above the camera, and it has a power cord. It's a 12 volt, and it's plugged in to a VTAP battery, like one of the Pro. It's like a V-Lock, like bigger battery for bigger cameras, and it has a D-tap on it, so it's charging my monitor. Anyways, the battery is using a large size valet strap to hold the battery on the tripod. So I'm telling you, I use these all the time. They're great. Adam Popovec, quick one. Do you have any special settings on the WG2 gimbal? My footage seems a little shakier than yours. I don't. I use the WG2 on the standard. I turn it on and that's it. I like it to hold the horizon, and that's how it does it. It doesn't tilt. It doesn't tilt's the wrong one. It doesn't change the axis this way. Horizon line stays straight, but if you tilt your head down, it doesn't tilt. It's locked. If you left and right, it will go left and right. So that's the setting I use, and that's the standard setting. Let's see. Mike's asking about stretching routine. Man, I'm terrible at stretching, and we're only getting older, and you should probably start now. I stretched a heavy amount yesterday, and I can barely, I'm tall, so it's really hard for me to even, like, I can't touch my toes or anything standing up. That's normally what I do. I like cross my legs, and then I like bend down and just kind of let my body relax and remember to breathe. I do those kinds of stretches, and I do these, and I do these, and then I put my arms behind my back and do those. But I have mobility issues with this wrist, so I've always been a little afraid to stretch and do yoga and all that stuff. So I'm no professional in that kind of thing. My stretching has always been like lightly ride to the ride and then warm up that way. Terrible advice. Don't listen to me. Drift King, do you ever find yourself watching old videos and think, damn, I created that? Sometimes I'm like, damn, what mine, like, I do. I mean, obviously, I've been watching videos with you guys. I watch my own stuff a lot, old stuff, because I like to see where I was, you know, and I like to think, like, damn, where was I mentally, you know, when I made that, you know, and it's kind of like a little diary or something, you know what I mean? It's kind of how I shoot photos too. Like when I go and shoot photos, I'll go back and look at photos from like, you know, 2 or 3 years back and just like look through a huge part of the catalog and be like, whoa, what was I up to? Where, you know, I remember this day. I remember like how I was feeling. It's nice. Does that answer your I guess. Yeah, I kind of look at myself like, what was I doing there? Boris, did you pick up your mountain bike from the studio? No, my mountain bike's here at the house. I have my mountain bike, my gravel bike, and I have a track bike here. Let's see. What do we got next? Yeah, Jason, grocery getter, the straps would be great. Rant Joe, post more vids, 360 vids of your rides through the city. That sounds cool. Yeah, I mean, my number one issue with that stuff is the audio. I feel like the audio needs to be good, or it's not worth it. The audio from a 360 camera is terrible. Audio from a GoPro is terrible. So it's just about getting that audio clean. I'll release that footage that I showed on the stream just now to everybody. I'll do that right now. I'll probably release it to channel members first, and give them access. I feel like I already dropped 2 videos today, so it's like, you know, I think that's pretty damn good. But I'll put this for members only, and then later in the week I'll release it to everyone else. So not that that's like a, you know, you don't have to be a channel member to see this stuff, but here, I'll even show you what I'm doing here. This is my little thing. I'm gonna write a little thing here. 360 footage for the members. Early 360 footage, that's what I should call it, right? For the channel members. And then if you type love, hey, what happened there? You get the little emoji right there, bam, with love. Just to remind everybody that it's there. So, you know, I post stuff. Those of you who are members, sorry, you can ignore this stuff, or maybe you didn't know it. But for the people who are watching who aren't channel members, I do post little, you know, comments in here that are, well, these aren't for members only. There's like, I've sent out, this video was out earlier to channel members. There's a couple things in here that's channel members only. So anyways, some of the extra, like, little tiny stuff that I try to do to make it worth, like, supporting me in other ways other than just like sending me a couple bucks a month or whatever. So appreciate the extra support. If you guys want to join the channel, you know how to do it, right? I feel like I've been spamming this. I say it like 3 times a stream. But I'll drop the link in the chat where you can join the channel. It's pretty cool. Everyone's doing it. Okay, I'll get back to the questions. Nacho, I'm interested in your conception of art. In your way to connect bikes and arts, I would like to read. Could be very cool. Read good literature about cycling. What do you think? One thing that I know that my strengths are not in is writing, communicating with words. I feel like I'm a better visual communicator. I mean, you can probably tell by these streams, I'm like blah blah blah, like all over the place. That's kind of what goes on in my brain all the time. I'm just like here. It takes me a while to figure out exactly how to put into words what I put into visually, or what I was feeling or something. You know what I'm saying? See, I can't even do it right now. So that's a good idea. I would need, what I'm saying is I would probably need assistance from someone who is who's a writer, and then they could help. That's an interesting idea. I never thought about it. Yeah, who knows? We all have plenty of time on our hands, right? Right now. Lee Watson, afternoon. Daniel McKay, Teespring shipping is very delayed due to the Rona. I imagine that most of the shipping is a little delayed, so sorry. Julian Friedrich, did you find a small gimbal for the Sony Arc Zero? I haven't found a wearable one yet. I still have the it's the Zhiyun Crane, which is overkill for the RX, but it works really well. So there's a video coming out. Let's see. I guess I can always play a little snip of it right now, right? We're streaming. Let's do it. Let's see. You can hear my girlfriend in the background laughing. She's so rude. We're streaming and she won't shut her mouth. So I'm gonna play this real quick, a little bit of it. This is a preview of what the Moondog Labs look like. It might be a little dark. I was running out of light, but as you can see, the low light quality of this thing is pretty good. So I don't know. Check it out. I'll play a bit of it. So this is here. Let me get my face out of here. This is Arc 02 with the Moondog Labs anamorphic test. Like I said, I love this thing. One thing to note on this footage is I was sloppy and I realized you can accidentally turn the anamorphic lens the wrong way. So the flares from the sun should be horizontal when it's on the correct way, but it tilted on me. So the flares are at a diagonal. It's kind of a bummer, whatever. It's not that big of a deal if you don't know what you're looking at, but I do, and I know that it's a mess up. So let's look at it. So this is just like B-roll. It's not much, but this is part of a video that's coming out later this week. It's already uploaded. But check it out. This is the Arc Zero in action. It's pretty damn good, I would say. Good thing about this is like everyone, we're out here riding bikes. We're still keeping our 6 feet. So this is just me.
I just got here, no one was here.
Testing it out with that gimbal. This is the Arc Zero on the gimbal, and you can see the flares. They're going the wrong way. Whatever. I had him do a couple of this little takes on this stuff.
Yeah!
So this is where I've been riding. Just getting comfortable jumping the bike a little more.
Wow, dude.
Anyways, Arc Zero, it's looking good. It's looking good.
No, that's a good policy.
Looking really good. So, let's see. Oh man, I work in an outdoor. Frederick's saying he works in an outdoor bike store, and everyone has a bunch of those. Yeah. He's talking about the volet straps. He's saying that he's been seeing a lot of people with these. They are. They fix everything, man. I'm telling you. They're great. Philip is saying swimming is good to relax and stretch. I agree. That's good. That's a good way to do it. In the Rupert K commentary, what's with those vertical drain slots in the Manhattan Bridge? They look like death traps. I think that's just exactly what you said. I think they're for drainage. And, you know, bikes aren't supposed to be up there, so a car tire won't fit in them. But a bike tire probably will. Ramen Riders. So your body is a part of the camera stability. Do you have a best posture for helmet cam versus chest cam? Depends on the bike you're on, but like I said, on the helmet, you want to make sure your camera is at the center point, the balance point. Like if you were to put it on your head, it wouldn't tug your head forward, it won't tug your head back. It needs to be right in the middle. That's the best spot for it. So, and then chest cam is pretty easy to set up. You just need to change the angle. Anything on your head is going to be more stable than on your chest because your head is a natural stabilizer. You got this neck. It kind of keeps your eyes focused. So you like that? And then your chest is the second best part because it's the center body mass. So Andrew W., what mountain bike have you got at the moment? I have a Santa Cruz Highball, and it's a cross-country hardtail bike from 2014. It's an older one. I've had it for ooh, man, maybe 6, going on 6 years now, 5 years. And yeah, because I bought it in 2015 and it was a 2014. So I broke everything on it. I broke the fork on it. I've broken the derailleur. I broke the wheels, the rims. Oh, and I blew out the rear hub. Yeah, so it was the wheels. The seat, I bent the rails on the seat. So that bike, how it is now, it's built up. I have a really short stem and really wide bars. It's kind of set up trying to be more of a modern hardtail, but the head tube angle is still pretty steep. Modern hardtails are more slack and forgiving for going downhill. So it's the only bike I have, and whatever. I'm riding it and I love it. It's a good bike still, but it's older. So, wow, that was a long-winded response. Drift King. Oh, you were talking about being proud of the things. Yeah, man. YouTube is a place for me to put things that aren't totally finished and it's not totally like, I'm not afraid to just have an idea and do it and it not be totally polished. That being said, occasionally I do bust my ass on something. It's usually in the editing part of things. The shooting is like a little easier for me. It's the editing that is where the extra time and effort goes in. And sometimes, most of the time, I'm putting up videos and they could be cleaner, they could be more polished. I could follow a traditional YouTube format, like all the other, not discrediting any other channels. There's lots of channels that do it right and do it well and have teams, but as a one-person thing who's putting up videos every day, who's turned into putting videos every day, it's helping me. I have an idea, I execute that idea, and then I publish it, and then I can look back on it. Like you're saying, do you look back on it? I can look back on it and be like, that worked great, on to the next. Like, I'm going to develop that. I'm going to keep pushing this. So that being said, yes, sometimes I do look back and I'm like, damn, I am proud of that. Sometimes there is stuff like the Leah video that I recently did. I really like how that video turned out. So there's sometimes I do videos that are a little more polished, and I'm proud of them. That Not My President video of like all the like people protesting, that was just a weird day just filming. But I actually, I watch that video now and I'm like, that's a really, it makes me feel a certain way, and I'm proud of it. So I guess the answer is yes. Sometimes I do. Bradley is saying, have you ever been hit by a vehicle or stopped by the police? I've been stopped by the police, yes. Hit by a vehicle, yes. How are you feeling deep inside with all this going down? I was at first nervous. I was disbelief. But now that I have this routine of doing things, I have a morning routine with you guys. I have my daily upload. Try to ride my bike every day. Bringing me back into normalcy with a little bit of a routine. I feel fine. There's things out of my control, and I can't. It's better to just be positive about everything and just not look the other way, but just don't focus on the things you can't change, and just do things that make you feel good and other people feel good, and that's what I'm trying. So I feel pretty good right now. And drink Dr. Pepper, of course. I haven't had one since that video the other day, or that photo I sent out. Terry, do you do your bike maintenance yourself or bike service? I do most of the bike maintenance myself, unless it's like crazy things. And crazy things are hydraulic brake repair. I'm not going to do that. I don't have the tools. What else? I used to, I have friends who work in bike shops or used to work in bike shops, so they're pretty good at fixing things. So I'll ask a favor if they can check it out real quick. But it used to be like even shifting, I would have to have a friend look at it. But over the years, switching and riding bikes with gears, I've learned how to adjust it, how to look to see if the derailleur's bent, how to set up a derailleur if it's not shifting, what to do, so let's see. Zach Morrison, do you have any big tall sizes on the t-shirts and sweatshirts? Oversized. I have, let's see, they go up to 3XL. And unfortunately, I don't have all the product up right now. This is all I have. I've wrote them an email and kind of complained because this shirt especially used to be, I'm not even showing you guys, sorry. This shirt right here especially used to be used to sell a lot, and there was like a hoodie, there was like a long sleeve version, and this is like one of the best selling shirts and products on the store. And for some reason, since I switched to this is a Champion t-shirt. It's got the Champion logo. It's on a better shirt than the other ones. They have somehow, it just doesn't show up in the YouTube store or in the YouTube video on the bottom anymore. And then also all the other products have went away. But this is available. The Champion one is available up to 2X. So I'm sure we got your size. Thanks for asking. Let's see. Could have the head cam facing the other way so we can see from a Hotline kind of perspective. Yeah. I've tried that. Marcel, how come you cracked that rear hub on the Santa Cruz? They were Shimano XT hubs, and I just fucking I'm at the time when I was riding, I was probably more like 230 240 pounds. When I first got that mountain bike, I was a little heavier than I am now, and that with the amount of weight with the amount of torque I was putting on the hub, I think I just blew it up. I've also heard terrible things about those XT hubs. They're just the stock hubs, so now I upgraded those wheels, and I have Chris King hubs, which they're all right. I like DT Swiss the best, if you're wondering. Let's see what else. Definitely college is really good times. Let's see. Julius Hardy just uploaded his first biking video on YouTube. Awesome, man. Welcome to the channel. Would love to see what you got. Philip, just to mention, the YouTube notifications are delayed. Had a notification 30 minutes late. Sorry, Philip. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with all this stuff. It's the Rona, man. It must be the Rona. It must be the Rona. So what I'm gonna do for the rest of this video is, you guys noticed that I did the Hotline Rupert K with commentary. I'm gonna do that right now, and what I'm gonna do is trim it out of this live stream for later, and it's gonna be an upload later in the week for people who didn't make it to the live stream. So we're gonna do that right now. I'm gonna find a nice hotline to do. Let's see. I don't want to play all the hotlines. Come on. Gotta find one that's a nice. Okay. We can do Hotline Rucola 63. Let's do that. This is the Hotline Rucola 63 with the commentary. So let's check it out. Do you like the dance moves or not? Should I not do this? Alright, so this one was shot in London, as you can see there on the bottom bottom left. This is the Tower Bridge here. It just rained and I was borrowing a bike. I was on a cross bike with fatter tires. Wasn't totally comfortable on the bike yet. I'm gonna turn the volume down slightly on the track there so you can hear me a little better. You can. It's what the cool thing is about this video is, like, we did it at a time when traffic was flowing nicely. I thought it wasn't dense, but it was just enough to show how fast Matt really is. Matt, like, he didn't drop me. He could have dropped me. He waited up for me, basically. I was definitely out of shape when I was filming this one. This was, I was not ready to film, to go at these speeds for this long. Now, this hotline is, I think it's cut. It might be cut, trimmed out a little bit. There's an extended cut, so this isn't the full thing. One major issue I have with this hotline, and I was very bummed about it, was Matt has a microphone. So we had audio from Matt. The problem is somehow the microphone came slightly unplugged and it didn't work. And while he's riding, he was giving us kind of like a, this is this building, this is this building, I like this, and talking kind of through it while we were blasting through London. And it's just kind of unfortunate that the audio is like scratchy and windy. That's just what happened. So some of the sketchy things I want to say here is, let's see. I didn't know any of this. We didn't plan the route. He kind of told me the route, but like, I don't know London that well. This was my, I want to say this was my third time there. I was going there for work, so that was the reason why I was there. I didn't just travel to shoot a hotline. Like, I wish, you know, YouTube paid me to go travel to shoot hotlines. I would do it. But honestly, the tickets to London from New York at the time were like close to $1,100. So luckily I had a job there. So I brought my audio and my GoPro and my filming stuff with me. And when we had a down day, I went and shot this. And then I left the next day. You can see my shadow back there. I told him that I'm very particular with where the sun's shining and where we're at. And he tried to show me the route. And I was like, we didn't have enough time to scout. I was like, I really don't want the sun behind us. And he's like, oh, don't worry. That's one thing that I'm always looking for, is where the sun's at. So now we're going in the right direction. The thing that really sells this to me, even though there's not a lot of traffic, is like whenever the ground is slightly wet like this, you can have a darker picture. And it just the sheen off the ground is gonna lift the exposure of the ground up. If the ground wasn't wet here, this shot would be very, very dark. But because there's a little bit of sky shining on that wet ground, it just helps. It also helps with that like London vibe. This scene is probably the darkest part because we're in the small alleyway. And I didn't know what was gonna happen right here. I was worried. I was like, how are we gonna get through this? And Matt had no problem navigating it, and as you can see, he almost lost me there. This music is, I'm pretty sure this is from Music Bed, and it was one of the longer tracks I found. And I had a hard time. This is when I started to really use Music Bed's like more, I guess, composed tracks that are longer, more cinematic, I guess. I just felt like this Hotline in London, with the way it felt and how dark it was, it felt like it really needed some kind of cinematic kind of sounds. And interesting enough, after I did this one, every Hotline after that all has the same kind of vibe. So you can see this scene right here is extremely dark. And that's because when I shoot with the GoPro, I have the exposure locked. I don't have the GoPro open up. If you were to shoot in auto, this whole video would look completely different. It would be washed out. That dark scene wouldn't be dark. The dark scene would probably look good, but the rest of the video would look like shit, in my opinion. So that's why the video looks like it looks. It's because I made sure the sky was exposed a little tiny bit over what the exposure should be. And then I went from there. And when we went to dark alleyways, we went to dark alleyways, and I let the camera stay dark. Unfortunately, there's no way to know what's going to happen when you control your camera like that. This almost looks like, it's interesting that we're sitting here at stay at home with the whole thing that's going on, because it almost feels like that here in some parts, right? Like, look how empty this is. This was like, I'm pretty sure it was a Sunday in the morning. It was a little early, and I think maybe the weather scared people from getting out. Got a little bit of traffic right here. Honestly, intersections in London and probably all of Europe are very different from what I'm used to. You guys might think, you know, like me riding with Cooper, we're crazy because we just blast through like intersections and they're red. But it's because we have a lot of one-ways, and you can kind of look, and so if the avenue is going straight and then there's a street cutting left or right, you only have to worry about really one side if it's a one-way, so you just have to look the one direction, and then obviously be mindful of pedestrians and anyone else on the road. In London, you go through fucking intersections, and there's just like, this scene's really dark too, which I like. You run into intersections that are like, have like 6 or 7 fucking roads going into them, and you're riding on the left side of the road, not the right, and you're like, where do I go? Like, I have no idea what road I'm supposed to go on right now, because there's like 6 or 7 roads all leading into one intersection. Not only that, when you're blowing through a red and that, you don't know which way to look. It's just crazy. So a lot of my trust was going into Matt here, and it was just me trying to stay as close to his wheel as I could, and as you can see, I did a horrible job on this video. He has a pretty good gap on me, which I kind of like the spacing and the distance of this, because there's more room to see how he sees things and then navigates them. If I'm really close to somebody, you kind of start to lose that. So it's a good thing and a bad thing. Like I said, all of these hotlines are. I learn something personally every time I shoot them. You know what I mean? So it's all about improving and getting better. And I'm not talking about on the bike. I'm talking about filming. I'm lucky to have met Matt. He came out to Brooklyn a few times for. He was out for Red Hook Crit. He came out for Monster Track. He's won Monster Track as the first out of towner. First out of town, I think 2 or 3 times in a row now. So he's a fast dude. Really nice guy. If you guys know Matt or Arugula63, you know what I'm talking about. while this is all going on, I don't even know. I have no idea where we're at. Like I said, unfortunately, I didn't travel to London with a bike, so that's how I get to know a city, is ride around on a bike. I was there for work, so I was doing a lot of car time, you know, and when you get in a car, you don't really understand where you're at, so. But this route, man, I wish we had his audio, because he was like pointing things out. This little scooter is pretty sick. The scooter's going against traffic on the wrong side of the road, just like us. You can see there's some bad boys out there. One thing I remember from riding in London is like when there was a lot of other cyclists on the road, they were very vocal. They were like, "Hey mate, make way! You're going like, like being having like that proper English, being polite, but then also saying like fuck off and at the same time. It's just it was an interesting kind of thing. Oh look, he ran into his buddy right there. He said what's up. The dude was working on his bike. He knew who he was. We met up with him later actually. I just like these little streets, and the architecture and the colors were great, and that's the end of the video there. So hope you guys appreciated that. That was the Hotline with Rucola63, and that was me talking about it. So hopefully it was entertaining. I'm gonna go ahead and end this now. And all right. That was these are unrehearsed. I just kind of go with the flow. Obviously this is a live stream, so hopefully that made sense. Yo, Marcel, dude, thank you so much for the donation, the hype donation. I'm gonna cut out the stream now. It's been over an hour. I'm just gonna go and just read a couple things from everybody, and then I'm gonna say goodbye. Zach Morrison likes the Katie Yost. Oh yeah, the Katie Yost video where we do the gravel ride. It's pretty good. I should play that one tomorrow. Oh, you're in Omicron GT. You're in London. That's cool, man. Yeah, you gotta watch out for those white vans for sure. Zach Morrison, yeah, I was on a brother's cycles. That was the cross bike I was on. Daniel's from London as well. He's on the other side of the pond, as they say. Thanks for watching. Inoji, you never seen this one? Oh man, yo, he's dope. He's very positive, and he's becoming more active with the photography again, which is great. Hopefully Matt sees this and sees those comments, because it's awesome. Yes, his Instagram is the title of the video, Rucola63. Drift King saw an external recorder today. Lets you screw in the mic Tascam DR10L. Huh, what's the size on it? Size is a big deal because we're on our bike, so if it's a small size, that's cool. Oh, shit. Blah, blah, blah. Good morning, Mac. Welcome. Came a little late. Sorry. Yo, I like the commentary. That's a good one. Many streets in the UK are super narrow. Yep. I was cracking up. Everyone was like, fuck off, mate. You're going the wrong way. Ah. And I was like, I'm just I didn't say anything. I just smiled and I was like, I'm following this guy. Shut the fuck up. I don't know where I'm going. All right. That's about it. Yo, shout out to the new, where did it go? It was way at the top. Shout out to Mike, dude. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining. Thank you for becoming a member. And also, one more shout out to Marcel. Thank you for the donation. And all of the channel members, thank you for being here this whole time. Hopefully this shined a little light on your day. Get out there and ride your bike if you can. Be well, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next upload. Peace.